New details today after a United Airlines flight traveling from Washington Dulles International Airport had to make an emergency landing shortly after taking off last month. This was a plane that was carrying 230 people. It was bound for Munich when it was forced to return to Dulles after the pilot declared a mayday call over suspected engine failure. Just take a listen to this audio from air traffic control as the United crew declares the emergency.
Failure, engine failure, left engine, United 108, declaring emergency, mayday, mayday, mayday.
United 108 Heavy, roger that, sir. Be able to make your way back into the field at this time. You can turn right, heading 100 if able.
Watch this flight tracking video shortly after takeoff. You see the plane making a couple of turns in a holding pattern before it makes it safely back on the ground. United canceled the flight to Munich, but says it was able to get passengers onto different flights. We're joined now by CNN aviation analyst Miles O'Brien. He's also a science correspondent for the PBS NewsHour. Miles, great to see you as always. It seems like the United crew and air traffic control dealt with this emergency as smoothly as they could. What kind of protocols go into place when a pilot realizes that an engine has failed?
Well, the thing to keep in mind here, Boris, is that flight crews train for this kind of scenario repeatedly in simulators. The idea of losing an engine just as you depart is obviously a very critical time, and you want to make sure you drill this in a way where you have all the procedures, all the radio calls, all the buttons to push memorized. You don't have time necessarily to be going through a checklist. And it sounds like this crew pretty much did everything by the playbook. They did issue a mayday call, as you heard, which usually implies a very urgent need to get back to the airport. In this case, as you saw, they flew around for in excess of an hour. Why, you ask? Well, they depart at a weight that exceeds the recommended arrival weight. And so they were burning off fuel to avoid that. So it's an emergency, but once you've leveled off on one engine, this aircraft is actually certified to fly 5.5 hours on one engine across the ocean. So it's hair-raising, it's critical, but it also stabilized pretty quickly.
So if you're inside the plane as a passenger, Miles, can you get a sense? I mean, is that the pilot, are they trying to compensate because one engine is out? And can you see the fuel being dumped? Can you actually see that?
Well, the 787, Brianna, does not have dumping capacity. That was actually taken out of its design to save on the amount of weight, the amount of plumbing. It's another point of failure. And so it is certified to land at its takeoff weight if need be. You have to go through a series of inspections. So if you can avoid it, you do, which is what this crew did. So they went around and just burned some fuel off. Now, as for what passengers might have seen, depends on how that engine failed. If there was an engine fire, which we didn't hear them report, but if there was a fire, that would definitely get your attention. There's a fire extinguisher system on the engine inside it to douse those things pretty quickly. But when it's burning, you're going to pay attention.
Yeah, I'm definitely closing the window as soon as I see that. I would rather just leave it in the pilot's hands.
I would totally open the window.
Good. Trust the pilot. Miles, talk to us, stepping back, talk to us about why engines fail. Like, what is it that causes them to fail? Are they usable after they fail? How common is it?
Yeah, they'll have to break this one down, and it all depends. Some portion of it might be recoverable. Maybe it's a total loss. But when you think about the temperature and pressures and all the things that happen inside these GE engines, which is what United flies with, it's kind of amazing they work at all, frankly, in my view, that just as a layperson, because it is an extraordinary juxtaposition of speed, force, high temperatures, low temperatures. And the fact that they work so reliably is kind of amazing. Every now and then they do fail. This is why there are 2 engines. And this is why the engines are reliable enough and powerful enough for the aircraft to fly for quite long distances on one engine. So there's an element of safety here. Back in the old days, there were 4 engines on the aircraft. They weren't as reliable. Today, it does happen, clearly, but it's not anything we should worry about too much. Just shut the shade and return to reruns of The Office.
Vodka soda, please.
You guys are
Thank
so
you.
Jesus take the wheel about this. I
Double.
can't.
I'll have a double.
Good call. If you leave it open, I feel like other people around you might start to panic. You never know how people, so I just lean back. Double vodka soda for me and Miles. Appreciate you, Miles O'Brien.
Yeah, there you go. All right, take care.
Down with the drink, though.